Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Dr. Kritenko, and I am board certified in internal medicine as well as holistic and anti-aging medicine. Thank you for spending your time with me today. I promise you that you won't regret it, because in the next few minutes you will learn how to get more energy, get better sleep, have more sex, and earn more money with bioidentical hormone replacement, the treatment of menopause and andropause. But before we feel the power of bioidentical hormone replacement, let me tell you what aging means. By saying aging, I mean menopause and andropause. So what is aging? It's when your body loses its sense of direction. How important is that? Let me tell you the story that happened 500, maybe more years ago. It is about a knight who was returning to his castle in the evening. His horse was wounded, his armor was broken, his sword was bloody, and the knight himself was about to fall down. So the knight was immediately brought to the king, and the king asked him what happened. And the knight said, "Sire, in your service I was killing, burning, and robbing your enemies in the West." And the king said, "You did what? I don't have any enemies in the West." And the knight said, "Your Majesty, now you do have a lot." So what happened to that knight? He just lost his sense of direction. The same thing happens to your body with aging, and let me give you an example. A single working mom in her early 50s came to my office. She was sitting in front of me, and I noticed tears coming off her eyes like this. She didn't say a word. So I thought maybe something happened in her family, maybe somebody died, or maybe her son was sick. Not at all. It was her boyfriend who threatened to leave her because of her night sweats. It was her boss who threatened to fire her because she was yelling at the customers because she couldn't control her mood anymore. And she was forgetting important things and making costly mistakes. To get some help, he went to her primary care physician, who just told her that she is going through the normal aging process called menopause. She was given sleeping pills and advised to see a psychiatrist. But she didn't want to take potentially toxic drugs. And she didn't want to see a psychiatrist because she thought she didn't need it. And the worst thing about that, she was not prepared for this at all. She wanted her life back. So eventually she came to my office, and we decided the best way to go about it is to give her bioidentical hormones, and she got her bioidenticals, and she got her life back. But what happened to her body? Why did her body, which was so good before, now betrayed her? That's because when we can't make babies anymore, we are programmed to die. Mother Nature wants us to free the space for younger individuals who can produce offspring. So as soon as we run out of eggs or we run out of sperm, we can't make sex hormones anymore, giving our body the signal that it's time to die. That's when we start having cancers, heart disease, high blood pressure, strokes, etc., etc. We don't have those problems when we are young, right? So what we can do about it? The only thing we can do is to pretend that we are still young. The only thing we can do is to trick our body with bioidentical hormones. When you run out of gas, it's not the end of the world, right? You just go to the nearest gas station and fill up your tank, right? That's what you need to do. You have to fill up your tank with bioidentical hormones. By the way, the same thing happened to me. While in my 40s and holding 2 jobs without feeling fatigued, I suddenly developed a health problem. I went to various specialists, did the necessary investigations, labs, tests, etc., but it didn't help me. They knew that I have a problem, but they didn't know why I have this problem. And they told me that I have to take medications for the rest of my life. I didn't want to take potentially toxic drugs for the rest of my life, but I didn't want to die either. To stay alive, I had to find the root cause of the problem. After going through frustrating investigations and unsuccessful investigations and suffering from various symptoms, dizziness, palpitation, etc., I almost gave up. But suddenly I realized that it was not my cholesterol that was killing me. It was my hormonal imbalance. So what did I just correct my hormones with bioidentical hormone replacement and got my life back. This is what you can do. You can correct your hormonal imbalance and get your life back. But why bioidenticals? Why not traditional synthetic hormones? That's because while your body knows what to do with your own hormones and bioidentical hormones, which are chemically identical to your own, it doesn't know what to do with synthetic hormones. It's like the right password. When you want to log in, you have to use the right password to do whatever you want. But if you use the wrong password, you can't do what you want. So bioidenticals are like the right password. That's how it works. But why traditional medicine is not using bioidenticals? There are two main reasons for that. First, bioidentical hormones cannot be patented because they are considered natural. Natural substances cannot be patented. No patent, no money, period. Second, World Health Initiative studies showed that synthetic hormones have numerous side effects, including increased risk of cancer. So what they did was, they said all hormones have the same side effects. Really? Fortunately, there is another side of the story, bioidentical hormones. And studies proved that bioidentical hormones are safer than synthetic hormones. And we can always check for safety and correct the problem if possible. But maybe they don't want you to know this side of the story because of obvious reasons. However, it's always good to know both sides of the story. And this reminds me of the story about a psychiatrist who, while interviewing his patient, showed him the picture of a circle and asked what it is associated with. Patient looked at the picture and said, sex. So psychiatrist showed him the picture of a triangle and asked the same question. Patient looked at the picture and said again, sex. Frustrated psychiatrist showed him the picture of a square and asked the same question. Sex, said the patient again. Oh, said psychiatrist, now I know what's wrong with you. You're a sex addict. No, said the patient, it's you because you're always showing me dirty pictures. As you can see, it's always good to know another side of the story. I mean, bioidenticals. Bottom line is simple. Get back your life with bioidentical hormone replacement until it's not too late. And good luck. Thank you.